Welcome to another edition of this recitation of the four fundamental questions. Talks and essays about human experience and the actual practice of the Enlightened Way of Life by our beloved Adi Da Samraj. Now we're gonna begin the recitation of chapter 3, question 3, do you know what anything is? A talk by Da Freejon. So, the third fundamental question that you must consider is this. Do you know what anything is? Ask yourself in honesty. Do I know what anything is? Do you know what anything is? Every time I'm going to say is, picture that he wanted to be so clear about it that he underlined all of them. The word is. Do you know what anything is? What it is. Not what it looks like. Know how you can experience it. Not what it can do. All of which are secondary matters. Do you know what it is itself? Do you know what a thought is? What a speech is? What the body is? What other bodies are? What the world is? What the stars are? What they are? Yes, a star is a shiny, bright something. But what is it? Out of nothing, out of nowhere, all of this manifestation appears. Feel this. Out of nothing, out of nowhere, all of this manifestation appears. And this connects to the first question. Are you the one who is living you or anything else? I mean, this is just all appearing. Your body is appearing. You're not responsible. As you identify yourself right now, you're not responsible for any of that manifestation. You can enter into play with it and think about it. Even perhaps know things about it. But you never know what it is. You never begin by knowing what it is, and you never end by knowing what it is. Yeah, that's very cool. You never begin by knowing what it is, and relax, my friend, you never end by knowing what it is. So there is nothing to accomplish. Nevertheless, because you can know about things, I love this. You adapt because you can know about things. You adapt to a very complex affair of life. Hurrying about, doing this and that, thinking, speaking. And yet, you do not know what any of it is. Do you know how a speech occurs? You're not sitting behind the words talking. Do you know what the wall is? Do you know what that hand is? What it is? The principle of spiritual life is the simple consideration of what is arising. I'm going to read that again. The principle of spiritual life is the simple consideration of what is arising. You do not know what anything is. Anything. You do not know what the body is. You do not know what anything is to which the body is related. I want to tell you something about this because it feels very repetitive. But he's transmitting something. He's making a point in your body, in your psyche. So I really recommend that you relax and you let it be a meditative transformation, a meditative translation, a journey. You do not know what the body is. You do not know what anything is to which the body is related. You do not know what any of the inwardness is or any of the processes that seem somehow contained in the body. You do not know what thinking is. You do not know what a word is. This is good. Think of the word cat. No, this is too much. This is so beautiful. It's the first time that the cat comes into our transmission. So it's... You do not know what those letters are. You do not know what the thinking is, how it arises, what it is. You do not know how to bring order to it. You do not know what anything is. Allow yourself to feel the power of this affirmation, of this truth. You do not know what anything is. And feel how it releases you. The same that answering no to the first question. Are you the one leaving you now? No. Feel how that releases you. Do you know what anything is? No. Feel how free you are when you accept that. Or maybe how much it disturbs you. And then there is something to look at. This is another one that really releases. Neither are you in a position to save yourself. You do not even know what you are. Not a single one of you here can account for his or her existence and presence here. We all came in that door, and not a single one of us can account for our presence here. You might give reasons for why you happen to be in this room. But that is not the same thing, you see. Your being here to begin with, your very existence, your very presence here is not anything you know about. None of you has the least knowledge of what you are. Feel this. Feel how it looks like he was telling you that you are ignorant, in a sense that it's offensive. But that's not what is happening. He's talking about the condition, your born condition. We talked about this in one of the previous videos. He's just bringing you to really look at what was the condition in which you were born, in which you decided to exist. And instead of trying to create illusions about it, through whatever, through any means, religious, scientific, whatever, you simply relax into your born condition and accept what is already the case, also available, moment to moment, right there, by the side of that condition. None of you has the least knowledge of what you are, and yet you are all here very professionally being whatever it is you are. We know very little about anything, ultimately. and we do not know what it is in fact. Thus, our mind itself, our existence, is totally, unqualifiedly, inevitably, irrevocably, and irreducibly ignorant, with capital letter. No one, regardless of his or her sophistication or experience, no one, not even myself, and this is an awakened being, an enlightened being, and he's telling you, fully present in his enlightenment, that even, he's telling you, no one, not even myself, knows what a single thing is. Not what anything is, you see? What is a shape? What is a place? Where is it? We do not know that. That is not what we know. We presume something about that ultimate affair that is like knowledge, but in fact, we do not know. All that may be said about our consideration, my friend is telling me to lower the book.
Couldn't help myself.
Thank you. No, very important. It's part of the life. It's life or live? Live, no?
Live.
It's part of the live. Maybe I'm going to tell my friends now that maybe they can take the phone and in my back and turn off the sound.
No se escucha.
¿No se escucha? Okay. We're just, since we began being ourselves, I'm just continuing. Okay. Okay, I'll put the book down. No one, regardless of his or her sophistication or experience, no one, not even myself, knows what a single thing is. Know what anything is, you see? That is not what we know. Okay. We presume something about that ultimate affair that is like knowledge, but in fact, we do not know. All that may be said about our consideration, our understanding, our belief, our experience is this. Not only now, but not at any time in the past, in any civilization, even the most magnificent beyond belief, not in the future of this earth, in any great moment, not in any other occasion, any planet, any place, in all of the manifestation of existence, does any individual know what anything is. Ignorance, with capital I, is the principle of existence. He said before this, I'm going to connect this. The principle of a spiritual life is this simple consideration of what is arising. And then he tells you, ignorance is the principle of existence. This is absolutely true. We do not know what anything is. We're totally mindless and totally beyond consolation or fulfillment because there is no way to know what anything is. The only thing you can know about anything is still about, he underlines it, about it. You do not know what it is. Or why it happens to be. You have not the slightest knowledge of what it is. And no one has ever had it. Not anyone. Feel that. Not Jesus, not Moses, not Mohammed, not Gautama Buddha, not Krishna, not Dafri John or Adi Da Samraj. No one has ever known what a single thing is. Not the most minute, ridiculous particle of anything. No one has ever known it, and no one ever will know it because, I really like this, he's going to give you the answer now, because we're not knowing. So in your born condition, in the condition with which you are identifying right now as that body mind, as that I, which is struggling to survive, like he says, for which existence is a problem, to that one is not knowing. And the sooner we accept this, the sooner we can relax. Stop trying to own knowledge. We will never know. You can be free now. We are not knowing. That's not the condition, our born condition as human beings. We do not know what anything is. The summarization of our existence is mystery with capital M. Absolute, unqualified confrontation with what we cannot know. And no matter how sophisticated we become by experience, this will always be true of us. This teaching, then, will never be transcended. This is another line. The same to say ignorance is the principle of existence. This teaching, then, will never be transcended. Upon this absolute truth, we must build our lives. This truth is summary, unqualified, irredeemable, irreducible, and absolute. It can never be changed. No matter what sophisticated time may appear, I love that word. No matter what sophisticated time may appear, no matter when, in the paradox of all the slices and planes of time, any moment may appear in which beings sit together, as we do, oblivious to infinity. No matter what time may appear in which men and women consider the moment, no one will ever know what anything is. That is the truth. Becoming submitted to that truth is a spiritual life. I'm going to say this again. Becoming submitted to that truth is a spiritual life. It leads you to the transformation of all other occasions. That is what being profoundly aware of these considerations through these questions is. Are you profoundly aware that you're not the one who is leaving you now? Are you profoundly aware of your relationship to that one? Are you profoundly aware of the mystery in which you exist, of your ignorance? That leads you to the transformation of all other occasions. All the possibilities of your experience are transformed by this disposition. Obviously, then, it is very important to realize this ignorance, because it's the only digit at infinity that can transform your existence. Everything else, listen, everything else only modifies your existence and amounts to a contraction in your consciousness, a summation upon a point. You must be released from this separation, this contraction that you chronically generate. Let's take a deep breath there. And remember that this is not anything that we're doing. All of this is a gift. To be released of this separation, this contraction, is a gift. A gift given by the one which is leaving us now. By the radiance of that one. By anyone, like our beloved Adi Da Samraj, which has ecstatically identified with that one. It's a gift. Freely given when you consistently bring yourself into the consideration in this case of these questions, and bring yourself into the right disposition to receive the gift. You must be released from this separation, this contraction that you chronically generate. You're not released from it, however, by any form of attention to it, by any inwardness, by any remedial practice of meditation, therapy, or conventional prayer. I was about to say I'm sorry, but this is actually good news. There is nothing you can do to be released because it's a gift. You're released from contraction inherently, naturally, already, priorly, in your ignorance. Priorly, already, naturally. You're released from contraction in your ignorance, with capital I. Therefore, the principle of a spiritual life is the consideration of ignorance. Not answers to your questions, not methods, not techniques, not ways of dealing with your suffering at all. Can you see how simple he's making your life? He's just giving you the gift of being a simple human being. Simply surrender to a greater law. Simply released. All of that, all of these techniques, question methods, all of that would involve us in the conventional game of spirituality, in which I have no interest. And with that, taking a deep breath, we end the recitation of the first essay of the third chapter, third question. Do you know what anything is? Of these four fundamental questions. I like to remind you at the end of these transmissions, I like to remind you of the importance of this place that we're cultivating together through these recitations and through all the work that we're doing in this transmission, all of my friends here at Source Temple, and you. In A Course in Miracles, Jesus, my friend, he says that when you are healed, you are not healed alone. So when you bring yourself into this confrontation, this consideration, this transmission of grace, you're creating a safe environment, a safe place, not only for yourself, to remember the ease, the radiance of your life as it always already is, inhering in the divine. But also, as this certainty begins to grow in you, you become radiant. Your body becomes radiant. Your mind becomes radiant. You become radiance itself. And as that process of radiance increases, you're sharing that. Not only with those that are closer to you, your friends and family, your beloved ones, but also you're offering this to each and every being in this planet. Everyone is thirsty. Humans and non-humans.
Mm.
Every living being in this planet is thirsty for this space that you're learning to provide now, this radiance. That we can all together remember that we're not the one leaving us. We can relax actively. And then the whole world is healed in you. Jesus says in A Course in Miracles that the thought system that you share, you strengthen. And this is the invitation. Join us, and we will strengthen this radiance together for everybody all that wants to awaken. Thank you. Thank you for this live. Whoever is, if there is anyone left. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you now in a moment.
Oh. It's a mystery. Thank you. If you haven't seen the previous videos, truly, go there and have some, drink some more of this transmission. And I'll see you next Thursday. I love you.